Imagine waking up one Monday morning to discover that your business no longer belongs to you. The company you built, the bank account with millions inside gone, stolen by someone you've never met. And when you report it to the police, they smile and say, "We'll look into it," but they never do. This is exactly what happened to Laurent Bruno Benoit, a French businessman in Bangkok, just 3 weeks ago. 18 million baht vanished from his law firm's account in a single weekend. The thieves? A sophisticated gang that some victims have already tracked down. But here's the twist: Thai police still haven't arrested them. Let me take you through what's becoming Thailand's most dangerous new scam. And trust me, if you own a business here or plan to start one, you need to hear this. It starts on a Sunday evening. Everyone's relaxed, enjoying their weekend. That's when the scammers strike. Using stolen login credentials from the Department of Business Development, Thailand's official company registry, they access your company's profile online. Within minutes, they change the directors, forge all the signatures, and register themselves as the new owners. All done remotely, no physical verification required. Now, this scam plays out in two very different ways. Let me show you both. In the first case, which happened to a business owner just recently, the scammers successfully changed the company directors on a Sunday evening using a stolen login from a fired Thai accountant. By Monday morning, a well-dressed ladyboy walked into the company's bank. She was professional, carried a folder of documents, and presented a compelling story to the bank manager. The previous director fled to Russia with the company bank book, she explained. She showed what appeared to be an official police report, a copy of the old director's passport, freshly printed company documents from the Department of Business Development showing her name as the new director. Everything looked legitimate because technically it was legitimate. The DBD system had actually registered her as the director. Then she asked for access to the account. But here's where something unexpected happened. The bank's bureaucracy, usually the most frustrating thing about doing business in Thailand, accidentally became this victim's only defense. The bank manager reviewed the documents carefully and said, "I understand your situation, but regardless of whether the previous director fled or even died, he must appear in person with his valid passport and a shareholders meeting protocol to transfer account access. That's our policy." The ladyboy tried to negotiate, showed the police report again, emphasized the urgency, but the bank wouldn't budge. She left empty-handed. The real owner discovered the attempted theft a few days later when checking the DBD website. They rushed to the police, to the bank, to the Department of Business Development. In this case, the victim was lucky. The bank's paranoid procedures saved their money. But the story doesn't end there. The victims did their own investigation and actually found the entire gang, including the ladyboy who'd walked into the bank. They identified the mastermind, a flamboyant transgender crime queen who's been running similar operations for years. They handed everything to the police, addresses and all. And the police? They said they'd look into it. That was weeks ago. No arrests. The gang is still operating. But now let me tell you about the second case, where the victim wasn't so lucky. On Sunday, October 6th, 2025, while Laurent Bruno Benoit was enjoying his weekend, scammers were hard at work. Using stolen credentials, possibly from a former employee or business associate, they logged into Thailand's Department of Business Development system. Within hours, they filed fraudulent documents, removing Benoit's name and every other shareholder from his law firm's registration. They installed their own people as directors. All done online, from a laptop, probably in some Bangkok apartment. Benoit had no idea. He was sleeping peacefully while his company was being stolen. Monday morning, October 7th, someone from the gang went to one of Bangkok's major banks. We don't know exactly who approached the bank or what their story was, but they had one crucial advantage over the ladyboy in the first case. Instead of trying to access the existing account, they requested something simpler. They asked to open a brand new bank account under the company's name. And the bank said yes. They presented the fresh director registration from DBD, the company seal. All the paperwork looked legitimate because it was legitimate. The DBD system had genuinely registered them as the new directors. The bank didn't question anything. Within hours, they had full access to a new account linked to Benoit's company. Then came the first withdrawal, 8 million baht, just gone. But here's where the timeline becomes truly devastating. Benoit discovered something was wrong on Wednesday, October 9th, 3 days after the takeover started. He noticed unusual activity, or perhaps his accountant flagged something suspicious. He immediately rushed to the bank. "Freeze my account," he demanded. "My company has been compromised. This is fraud. Lock everything down right now." And you know what the bank told him? "Sir, we understand your concern, but we need official documentation. Bring us a police report. Once you have that, we can consider freezing the account." So Benoit did what any victim would do. He ran to Bangkok Police Station, one of Bangkok's central police offices. He filed his report, explained the entire situation, got his official police documentation. The whole process took perhaps 3, 4, maybe 5 hours. But in those few hours, the scammers didn't stop. They made another withdrawal, 1 million baht, then another, 2 million baht, then another, 3 million, then another, 4 million. By the time Benoit returned with his police report, desperate to finally freeze the account, another 10 million baht had simply walked out the door. 4 separate withdrawals that day, each one processed without question by the bank. Total damage, 18 million baht, approximately $500,000, stolen in less than 72 hours. Now think about this for a moment. 2 nearly identical scams. Both started the same way on a Sunday. Both involved changing company directors through the Department of Business Development. Both featured criminals walking into banks with legitimate-looking documents. But one victim lost nothing because the bank demanded the original director appear in person. The other victim lost 18 million baht because the bank allowed the scammers to simply open a new account. It's completely random. Your protection depends entirely on which bank you use, which branch you walk into, which manager happens to be working that day, and what mood they're in. Benoit hired a lawyer. They did their own investigation. And within 2 weeks, just like in the first case, they found everyone. The gang members, the mastermind. They documented everything, compiled evidence, created timelines, handed it all to the Metropolitan Police Bureau Investigation Division. And then silence fell. October passed. Early November arrived. No arrests, no raids, no visible police action. On November 4th, frustrated and desperate, Benoit went public. He contacted Ekafop Luang Prasert, the founder of Sai Survive, Thailand's most famous victim advocacy organization. Ekafop posted the case on social media, calling out police for inaction. The story went viral among expats and business owners. Only then did police respond, not with arrests, with statements. "We're investigating. These things take time. We need to build a case." But the victims already built the case. They know where the criminals are. They've done the police's job for them. So why the delay? Why would Thai police wait weeks to arrest people when victims have handed them complete investigations? Let me give you 3 possibilities. First, money. These scam gangs handle billions of baht. A recent arrest in November revealed 3 Thai women running a romance scam network that stole 6 billion baht. That's enough money to buy protection. Enough to make investigations disappear. Second, connections. In both cases I just described, the victims did their own detective work and found the criminals. In the first case with the ladyboy who was turned away by the bank, the victims even identified the mastermind, a flamboyant transgender woman who's been running this type of operation for years. They handed everything to police, names, addresses, evidence. But weeks later, no arrests. When a crime boss operates openly for years, when victims point police directly to them and nothing happens, it's not because they're clever, it's because they're protected. Maybe their operation pays a percentage to someone powerful. Maybe they know something on someone important. Maybe arresting them now would create problems for people higher up. Third, Thai authorities don't prioritize cases until foreigners make enough noise. The Department of Business Development admitted there are many similar cases. Their response? We'll reverse the illegal director change in 1 month. 1 month while your company sits paralyzed. This isn't isolated. In August, a transgender woman named Amy was arrested for scamming 73 Japanese men out of 30 million baht over 13 years. Her excuse? A Japanese boyfriend hurt her feelings once, so she decided to take revenge on every Japanese man she met. The pattern is clear. Thailand's online business registration system is a paradise for scammers. You can change company ownership from your laptop. Banks will either save you through bureaucratic paranoia or destroy you by trusting fake documents. So here's what you need to know if you own a company in Thailand. First, never give company login credentials to anyone you don't completely trust. Fired accountants, ex-employees, business partners you've argued with can sell your access for a few thousand baht. Second, check your company registration on the DBD website every single week. Not once a month, not when you remember, every week. Set a reminder on your phone for every Monday morning. Benoit discovered his theft 3 days after it happened. 3 days was enough time for the scammers to steal 18 million baht. If he'd checked his registration on Monday instead of Wednesday, he might have caught them before they cleaned out the account. Third, if you see unauthorized changes, here's the hard truth. Benoit did everything right. He rushed to the bank immediately. He demanded they freeze everything. And they told him to get a police report first. By the time he came back, another 10 million was gone. So your only hope is that your bank has strict bureaucratic policies like the one that rejected the ladyboy. You can try showing your passport, your original documents, everything proving you're the real owner, but whether they help you or send you away depends entirely on luck. Fourth, get your lawyer to contact activist organizations like SciMi. Survive immediately. Don't wait for police to take you seriously. Thai authorities respond to public pressure and media attention, not to quiet victims filing reports in empty police stations. And finally, accept the uncomfortable reality. Thailand's business system is designed for convenience, not security. The Department of Business Development lets you change company ownership from a laptop in your pajamas. Banks trust government paperwork without questioning suspicious timing or amounts. Police investigate slowly, even when victims hand them complete case files with addresses and evidence. Your only real defense is paranoia. Check your company registration obsessively. Trust no one with your login credentials. Keep copies of every document. And pray that if scammers come for your business, you get lucky with a bureaucratic bank manager instead of one who processes everything quickly. The French businessman's case remains unsolved. Laurent Bruno Benoit is still fighting to recover his 18 million baht. The gang from the first case, including their flamboyant transgender leader, is still operating freely despite victims identifying them weeks ago. Police in both cases said they're investigating. Police in both cases have made 0 arrests. And right now, this very moment, somewhere in Bangkok, another scammer is logging into the Department of Business Development system. They're scrolling through registered companies, looking at foreign-owned businesses, checking which ones haven't updated their information recently, choosing their next target. Maybe it's your company. Maybe you'll be the next story about a foreigner who lost everything while Thai authorities did nothing. Or maybe you'll get lucky like the first victim whose bank turned the scammers away. Maybe your bank will demand impossible documentation. Maybe bureaucracy will accidentally save you. But do you really want to bet your business on maybe? Check your company registration tonight, right now if you can. Go to the DBD website. Look at your director list, your shareholder information, your registered address. Make sure everything still belongs to you. Because if you wait until tomorrow, someone else might be checking it for you. If this video opened your eyes to just how vulnerable your Thai business really is, do me a favor, hit that like button so more business owners see this warning. Subscribe to this channel because I'll keep exposing the scams and schemes that Thai authorities won't talk about. And drop a comment telling me whether you've checked your company registration recently or if you're about to do it right now. The more people who know about this scam, the harder it becomes for these gangs to operate. Share this video with every business owner you know in Thailand, because the next target could be someone you care about. Stay safe out there, and remember, in Thailand, your company is only yours until someone else decides to take it.